Hello, YouTube family. I am going to talk about the new moon, the last new moon actually, that is happening in December, the Vedic new moon in Sagittarius in Mula Nakshatra, which is happening December 20th or 21st, depending on where you live. And this is such a significant new moon, and it is so fitting. The dark moon, new moon, happening in Mula Nakshatra is very fitting, especially for 2025 being a snake year, which is all about transmutation and transformation. And Mula is really so deep. Mula is like the roots, like Muladhara chakra. It's the root chakra, which is really getting deep into the layers of your upbringing. It's not just the karma and the trauma and the wounds that you're holding as an individual. It's your ancestral generational karma, and there is the potential for so much clearing, not just on an individual level here, but for your entire lineage. And because of that power, there is so much intensity that I feel with this star, and it is potent, and it's powerful to be ending the year with this new moon in this star. So I also, I've got written down, this new moon is opposing the retrograde Jupiter in Gemini, so that's very significant. The energies of Jupiter in Gemini, which is optimism, faith, expansion, growth, higher wisdom, discernment. Also the Gemini energies of communication and connection and our intellect and the thoughts that we have, the beliefs that we have, our mindset, all of that is shining on this new moon for us to have a look at the shadows of the programming, maybe the things that we've picked up from our ancestors, from our lineage, that are not aligned with us anymore, that we don't want to take moving forward into the next year, which is going to be a horse year. We're going to be done like purging and clearing so much. If this is our sort of last opportunity to like really, those last remaining bits of purging that wants to take place, especially with this new moon. And I have written down with the root energy, like we are the root of all of our suffering and our problems and all of the blocks and the limitations. Like we actually impose those onto ourselves, but we are also the root of all of our happiness and blessings and abundance and joy as well. And because of that, it's important to develop a state of non-attachment to any of even the good emotions or the not so nice emotions or experiences. It's important to be non-attached. So with this being connected to the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, there's a lot of themes coming up, even with the previous full moon in Taurus in Rohini, about this earthy embodied energy and really connecting with your body and feeling grounded, feeling centered. And it's not just about connecting with your physical body, it's about making sure that you feel safe and structured, that you have solid foundations in your life, like even financially, practically, like that you're looking after yourself, that you're feeding yourself, that you're nurturing yourself. That is also creating this grounded energy and connecting with your root chakra. Connecting with the earth as well, like Mother Nature. Oh my gosh, that is huge for December. And I feel like so many of us are just like disconnected from nature, and Mother Nature's literally screaming at us, especially the ocean. I feel like is it's just like so unhappy right now. And we're really being asked to reconnect. And the more we connect with nature, the more we're connecting with ourselves. And I've got written down the roots and the, or not the roots, but I guess like the tree, the branches of the tree, that it grows according to how grounded those roots are deeply, those foundations that we place for ourselves, the structure that we create for ourselves. And then when that tree grows and expands, we also need to prune the tree. So that's like the snake shedding its skin, that's like releasing the belief systems and the energies and the attachments that we have, the addictions that we have, all of the things in our life that are just not aligned with us, like slowly releasing and pruning, and just sort of perfecting our life in the ways that we can, like a snake shedding its skin, where that allows us for new growth and for the tree to expand in a healthier way by constantly pruning the tree. And yeah, it's interesting, I've got written down that there is like the self-destructive ways that you can also try and sort of perfect your life by pruning, by maybe like hurting yourself so much into growth. And that is something that I have seen come up with this star and people with this star in their charts, because it is so intense. There is a self-destructive nature that can come up, and the previous full moon in Rohini is really highlighting for us the importance to nurture and nourish ourselves. And Mula Nakshatra, the shadow of this star can be quite harsh and just not really open with the heart space, not loving, being more distrustful and fearful. And that, I say that with so much compassion, because Mula is so psychically connected to not just themselves but their whole lineage, and so much karmic clearing and transmutation that they are literally, like, people with this star in their charts are tasked with being a generational curse breaker, which is not like it's like a big task to be assigned with. But I guess because of that big role, there is the shadow aspect of being self-destructive if it's too much. And I have written down this little thing that I read actually in one of my Nakshatra books by Camilla Sutton, which I highly recommend her book. It's amazing. But I wrote it down and I want to read. Mula asks that we sacrifice our human desires to move on the path of the divine. This experience can be fearsome for those who are not ready for this sacrifice, but enlightening for those who are. So that's, yeah, it's not like a simple thing to like sacrifice the human worldly material desires that we have to connect more with the path of the divine. But Mula, because it's this harsh energy, it's really asking for that. And the previous full moon being in that Taurus Rohini energy, the shadow of that is actually being a bit too immersed in the worldly, material, indulgent sort of energies. And that energy can actually lead to more of that stagnancy and comfortability and not really pushing yourself to grow. But then compared to Mula, there can be too much uncomfortability and growth in a way where you're just pushing and hurting yourself isn't good either. And to be cold, to be ruthless, to be close-hearted, that's not coming from an aligned place either. So there needs to be a balance with really making space for yourself to feel safe and to feel grounded, like the Muladhara, the root chakra, to do whatever you need to do to feel grounded and centered and stable and structured in your life, and to nurture and nourish yourself as well, like that Taurus Venusian energy, like tapping into that and really coming from that open heart space and listening to your intuition and that divine feminine wisdom and flowing with that. Like I mentioned in the December video that the tarot for this month is the Hanged Man and the Empress. Sorry for any Vedic astrology people who don't like tarot, but this is just, I love connecting the tarot with the astrology. It just always makes so much sense. And like the Hanged Man and the Empress is really, for this month of December, is asking us to like the Hanged Man, surrender into this soft energy. And Mula really needs that lesson, the energy of Mula, to surrender into the softness, into that divine feminine flow, which feminine energy is connecting with your intuition and your receptivity, and through that embodied presence you can really release and realign yourself and recalibrate yourself, which that Mula energy gives us the strength and power to connect with the deepest wounds of and programming that we've taken on from our ancestry. And the more we release that, the more we can grow from really stable rooted roots of that tree, will help us to grow that tree strong and like so abundant and bountiful, and we'll have like lots of fruits growing from that tree. The trees will grow up into heaven. That there is this quote that one of my best friend's favorite quotes by Carl Jung is that you can't, the roots of the tree must go to, you can't reach the heavens, the tree can't reach the heavens if the roots of the tree don't go to hell, basically. I said that in a really strange way, but yeah, basically the quote is about like you can't reach heaven if you also, like if those roots can't haven't reached hell. And it is the duality and the polarity of our existence that we need to be in non-judgment and just acceptance and allowance and just non-attachment to it all, and just allowing it to exist as like this is the human experience. So yeah, a powerful way to end 2025 with this really transformative new moon. And yeah, it's a powerful time to set intentions for the new year for 2025. I know that most people, like we say, to set the intentions for the new year on, you know, the 31st of January, but this is a good time to do it. This new moon, the new moon is such a powerful time to set intentions and to have a little sacred ritual with yourself and just connect with yourself, connect with your body, really be in stillness and presence, and really like allow yourself the space and do whatever you feel called to do to connect within. Maybe because Sagittarius is a fire element, you might want to like light a candle or connect with the fire element as well. And also because this is really connected with your ancestry, like you might want to connect with your family, with your ancestors, with your spirit team, your angels, your guardians. They have a lot of wisdom that they can share with you as well if you're open to it. So yeah, just a really, really deep transformative time to end the year. I hope that you all have a really beautiful new moon and a beautiful December. And yeah, I'll see you all in my next video.